Krishna. Anyway, I was going to say 6:30 a.m. in London, 7:30 a.m. in Italy. My famous clock, it goes second by second. So 6:30 a.m. in London, 7:30 a.m. in Italy, and very late in Brazil, and in different countries of the world, different, more reasonable times. And
yeah, don't you, man?
I know Krishna is translating, I think, this evening for us. Chaitanya Devashis, she's otherwise engaged this evening. It's a holiday in Italy. And I haven't really understood why, but some good excuse for a holiday. So, dear devotees, Devashis Prabhu has joined us, and we're in the exalted company of Kumkum Devi Rasi, and each of you exalted devotees, because you are devotees. And so we are to be with the team to go home to Krishna by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. And Devashis Prabhu gave us a title, and I'm not sure if he's talking about 2026. It seems a long time since New Year 2025, but many things are happening day by day. But always we should try to make every day a new year, a new day, a new resolution, if you like, that we're going to use our life properly. And one day, by the Lord's grace, we may just find we don't have to make decisions as such, but rather we'll be already in the flow, and just what else is there to think about? So in the meantime, as devotees are joining together, then let us chant the Vandanam, and then we'll pass over to Devashis Prabhu. In fact, Devashis Prabhu can lead the Vandanam for us and introduce, if you wish, Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadbudutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakuram Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Om Jnana Timirandasya Gadanja. Oh, I just said that. Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tishe Namaha Jai Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Gada Madam Padantitam. Sorry, forgot that. Which one now?
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Rama. Thank you, Maharaj. Saved me there. My brain's a little foggy this evening, I'm afraid.
All is good, Prabhu.
Anyway, yeah, so New Year, new Seva opportunity. I was just reflecting on this the other day, that how, people make such a big deal about New Year. I mean, we were here and seeing just locally the fireworks, and I was thinking how much money they must have spent on these fireworks, to celebrate the New Year. And what is that really, but actually, so, and I myself was involved some years ago professionally when I was working for the government in organizing the firework display on the Thames by the giant wheel and all of that for the New Year, and thousands of people head there for that, and literally it cost, I mean, we're talking in the millions that were that the government paid out for the firework display for that evening. And, then everyone getting so much caught up with that. But what is it really? It's just another passing day. And then, but for the devotees, they see this with another vision, rather than, something for, celebrating their own lives or improving their own lives or something like that. The devotees see it as an opportunity for service to the Lord, service to the Vaishnavas, and an opportunity for hearing Hari Katha, for joining in Hari Kirtan, and so on. So we try to see it in that respect. And while I was thinking about that, I found this article of Srila Gurudev. I think it's from Centenary Anthology, and it's part of an interview with Gurudev, and it's very nice, very inspiring. And I was thinking about that, especially in the light of this year being our 40th anniversary in London of the installation of Guru Garanga Radha Shamsundar, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's own deities, which he sent to London for our eternal benefit and service. And I just think this fits very nicely. It's Gurudev speaking about Guru Maharaj's centenary, which we were fortunate enough to have some participation in that. But what Gurudev was thinking about that, and I think it's very relevant to all of us, not just for the 40th anniversary, but also for the new year. And anyway, I shall read that with your permission. It's not too long. So this is Srila Govinda Maharaj speaking. And he says, I feel that everything can come to us when there is necessity in our service life. What is necessary for us to keep ourselves in a clean devotional mood and position of service, then everything will come to us. Bilvamangal Thakur wrote that Dharma, virtue, artha, wealth, and karma, enjoyment, will wait upon the true devotee. Even Mukti Devi will try to serve the devotee and will request of him, what is my service? Please give me some service in your service world. If we try to see, we can see that it is true. For one who wants to pleasingly serve his divine master, Dharma, Artha, Karma, and Moksha, everything want to serve him. In this way, we receive more and more inspiration to see, yes, it is possible. When we can see this, it is a symptom that progress is being made in our path of spiritual life. If we go to the town center, on the way we will see a particular tree at a certain place, particular shops, then a petrol pump, and gradually along our way we will receive, in many ways, confirmation of our progress towards our destination. Similarly, we see many symptoms along the path of our spiritual life, and we are not fearful. On a battlefield, many may die, but also many will be successful. Seeing our Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, I can say that I have no doubt that on the whole we are succeeding. We see many symptoms that bring us much happiness. Duryodhan wanted to succeed in finding the Pandavas. If he could find them during their final year of exile, then they would have to return for a further 12-year period of banishment. Therefore, Duryodhan with his men earnestly searched the forests, mountains, caves, and other places for the Pandavas, but without success. With almost the whole year being finished, Duryodhan became very hopeless, and he called a meeting of his top men. In that meeting, Bhishma Dev said to him, "You can't find the Pandavas. There are 5 of them, but you can't find even one." Bhishma Dev then smiled and said to all those in that grand assembly, "You are foolish. You're searching in the wrong places because you do not know the proper way to search for them. Searching in the caves, the mountains, the jungles, and so forth is not the process. Actually, wherever the Pandavas live, you will be able to see the symptoms of their presence. Wherever they are present, the cows will give much milk, the trees will bear much fruit, the crops will grow in abundance, the rains will fall timely, and the rivers will flow very happily. The breeze will be fresh and clean, and in every way the whole environment will be prosperous. If you search such a place, you will certainly find the Pandavas staying there. Your searching the jungles and caves is not the process to find the Pandavas. But if you search the district where these auspicious symptoms are present, there you will find them. Duryodhan had almost no time left, and immediately he sent scouts to search such places. Remembering this, when I see here in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, the trees are bearing much fruit, the cows are giving much milk, the birds are singing, the residents are happily trying hard to serve Srila Guru Maharaj's mission, and the many other auspicious symptoms present here, I feel these to be all very happy indications. They all show that we are progressing, proceeding to our life's goal. Also, books are being published from all over the world. Recently, we received publications from London, Hungary, Brazil, and Mexico, as well as from here in India. In addition, we received newsletters from Australia, London, and America. In this way also, we can see that everything is going nicely. And I feel that this is the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj. In our practicing life, some disturbance must always come, but we don't care for that. One who tries to serve must receive some disturbance in this mundane world. One who does not try to serve will not be disturbed. He will simply be alone, chanting on his beads, without trying to exert any effort to serve. In such a way, he will remain without disturbance and without progress. But one who takes to the service life must receive some disturbances, and that is also one kind of good symptom. If a sportsman runs but does not feel any pain in his legs, then that kind of running is not sufficient for him. It means he's not trying hard enough. He won't win the race in that way. With a relaxed mood, service is not possible for the beginners. Service is always difficult. And who can do that must be benefited. Then someone asks, we hear that the people of Navadvip are special people. What view should those from the outside the Dham have of them? And Gurudev's reply, if we can see with transcendental vision, we shall see the residents to be very auspicious. But what we see now is not always auspicious, as our vision is covered by illusion, Maya. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote in his Navadvip Dham Mahatmya that we do not see what is actually here. Here, everything is auspicious, but what we see is actually Maya. And who we see, they also are an illusion. But underneath the cover of Maya is the real living Navadvip Dham. We are to discover the living Navadvip Dham through our devotion and through the mercy of the devotees of Mahaprabhu. That is the only way it is possible. Otherwise, the dust and everything within our mundane vision is in Maya. Behind our mundane vision lives the real Navadvip Dham. Maya kripa kori jala uthaya bakana. Aki deke suvishala chinmaya bhavana. We shall see with proper vision only when Maya Devi will mercifully withdraw the cover from our eyes. And that is possible only by means of the soul's devotional mood. The jiva, the jiva is to surrender to Mahaprabhu and to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is the master of Maya, and by his will, Maya will remove the cover from our eyes. At that time, everything will be revealed before us, and we shall be able to see the real transcendental Navadvip Dham. At the moment, we are trying to see the real Navadvip, but what we see is only a part of Maya. That is the main philosophy given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Kabiraj Goswami, Narahari Chakrabarti Thakur in his Bhakti Ratnakar, Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, and the whole Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are trained by Srila Guru Maharaj, and so we always try to see with our devotional mood according to his directives. And what comes before us, we do not immediately accept as transcendental. We judge, then recognize. Judging is also a manifestation of our mundanity, but by the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, we can sometimes recognize. When Guru Maharaj disappeared, on that very same day, a big mango tree left its body. I was surprised because it was a very strong tree. Within 24 hours, all its leaves fell off, and we could all understand that the tree had left his body. But at the time, we could not understand why he left. I thought the tree left because he could not tolerate the strong separation. He perhaps was very dear to Srila Guru Maharaj, and in deep separation he left. But later I discovered this to be not the only cause. Another 2 mango trees of similar size continued to live nearby, but this tree disappeared. Therefore I began to meditate further on why he left, and what actually is there. Then one day some feeling came within me. I felt that for the devotees attending Arti and other worship of Guru Maharaj, 2 pillars would be necessary to support a roof to give them shade. One of those pillars would need to be close to the very point where that tree stood. It is my nature not to kill any tree in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Only I will interfere with the trees for a very essential, unavoidable cause. If that particular mango tree had remained, I would have settled for a lesser design of building rather than cut it down. Therefore, that tree himself disappeared. And now you can see how Srila Guru Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir, the temple of union and separation, has manifest there. Although I could not understand how the temple would manifest, that tree could. By Radha Kund in Sri Dham Vrindavan, you can see 6 trees. In the form of those trees, the Pancha Pandavas and Draupadi are now living. They gave a dream to Raghunath Das Goswami. Please don't oust us. We are the Pancha Pandavas living here in the form of these trees. We try to see everything in this Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math with this kind of vision. Everything here is very auspicious. I always feel much happiness inside to touch and see the trees. I think it is the grace of Srila Guru Maharaj and also the causeless mercy bestowed upon me by many Vaishnavas that these feelings and some good sense have come to me. Sometimes I may not be fully felt. It may not be fully felt, but knowledge is helping us to see that everything is transcendental and everything is very auspicious. I've been in charge of making many things here in the Mott, but as much as possible, I always try to avoid giving any pain to others. I think that if our devotees will also gain this kind of vision by the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, they will be very benefited. Here in the Dham, there are 2 things, the mundane and the transcendental, and we must separate them, otherwise we will always be the loser. In the supremely high position, all transcendental feelings will come to the Siddha Purush. An example is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. One day some boys threw stones at him, and hurled insults, but he reacted by thinking, "Oh, Krishna, you are very naughty. You are disturbing me while I am walking along the road. Krishna, you are very naughty. I shall go to Mother Jashoda and tell her what kind of naughtiness you have. Hearing that, she will beat you." That kind of vision is very high, but it is real vision. When we shall have that kind of sight, we shall see everything to be transcendental, and we won't be able to see anything before us as mundane. That was the kind of vision of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Vangsi Das Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and our Srila Guru Maharaj. By the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, that vision must come to us in the future. I have no doubt. Then someone asks, this is the golden jubilee year of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. What should we think? What should be our meditation? And what mood of glorification should we have, especially at this time? Srila Gurudev's reply. Actually, at first I was not so aware that this is the golden jubilee year. Then suddenly it came to my attention, and I immediately thought of my Srila Guru Maharaj. I have seen in his character his glorification of the Vaishnavas, of Mahaprabhu with his associates, and of the Dham. We saw that he likes very much to engage in service to the Vaishnavas, Guru, Mahaprabhu, Radha Krishna, and Navadvip Dham. Whenever I would propose something within these categories, he would become very happy and would immediately give his sanction. So when it came to my notice that this year is the Golden Jubilee year, I thought that if I were to tell Srila Guru Maharaj, this year is the Golden Jubilee, I want to make some festival for that. Everyone observes the Golden Jubilee as a traditionally festive year for all sorts of organizations, whether businesses, institutions, or whatever. Now is coming the Golden Jubilee year of our Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. So I wish to make some special arrangements. I know he would give his permission happily. He would not only give his permission, but if I were to ask him to write an article for a Golden Jubilee publication, he, although unable to see or write, would certainly speak something into a tape recorder. I feel this very strongly. Whenever I wanted to start any new Seva program, I would always ask Srila Guru Maharaj first to see if he would be happy or not. But he never gave a negative answer. He always answered in the affirmative. Whether I wished to go to Badrik Ashram or if I wished to go to Rameshwaram for the service of Mahaprabhu, he always gave his permission. Therefore, when the inspiration came to me to make extra programs of glorification and celebration during the Golden Jubilee year, I thought, yes, I must try. I thought that even if no one will help me and I am unable to do anything on a big scale, at least I must print something. In this way, I prepared myself and started. Now I see that everyone is very enthusiastic for the Golden Jubilee Year Festival. Therefore, I am more and more happy. This year, many things have already happened for the remembrance of the Golden Jubilee, and many other activities worldwide are planned and are in the making. Actually, for the quick manifestation of service, some special occasion is often necessary. So in remembrance of our Golden Jubilee year, we must serve with 4 times the energy. Every year, the Western devotees enthusiastically engage in some marathon service. Also here, we shall do quick delivery service. We shall try to do as much as possible for the service of Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar. In many ways, Srila Rupa Goswami listed 64 kinds of service in Sri Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Mahaprabhu gave, in a condensed way, just 5. Sadhu Sangha, Nama Sankirtan, Bhagavat Shravan. Maturabasa Shri Mutira Shradaya Seban, Sakala Sadhana Shrestha E Pancha Anga. We must try to engage in all the different types of service: preaching, glorification of Hari Guru Vaishnava, service to the mott and devotees, parikram of the main three dhams, Vrindavan, Puri, and Navadvip, and printing and publishing books glorifying Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar Ji. Guru means the divine master's glorification, and we shall also glorify the Vaishnavas, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and Gandharva Govinda Sundar. During this year, we can publish many books along these lines. Also, we have a big ambition for further publishing worldwide. Devotees can distribute prasadam, hold programs covering several days, and arrange Nama Sankirtan and Nagar Sankirtan in many places and many ways. We can also begin new long-term projects. It is not generally found in our Sampradaya, but we can make, especially for the Golden Jubilee year, some 72 hours continuous Sankirtan programs with chanting and glorification accompanied by prasadam distribution. We can make flower gardens and vegetable gardens for Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Sundar, and for their satisfaction, we can cultivate rice, serve the cows by feeding them, washing them, and cleaning their goshala. And we can engage in any number of activities. Looking after the cows is a service very much liked by Govinda. Also, we can give nourishment to the trees by applying fertilizer and by removing insects and growth from them. And someone asks, what special service can the devotees living in other countries perform? Gurudev says, in other countries everywhere, the devotees should hold festivals in remembrance of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math Golden Jubilee year. I can give some hint in the Golden Jubilee invitation that they can make Sankirtan preaching programs, chant with mridanga and kartals in the streets, distribute books, publish books, and in many ways glorify Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, wherever they may be. They can start weekly weekend meetings, and they can inaugurate a main annual meeting with festivals and prasadam distribution, as well as 2 or 3 other large festivals yearly. They can do many things in their countries in remembrance of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math's Golden Jubilee. At least everyone can chant, engage in glorification, and make some meetings. If it is possible, I may be able to send to their countries from here Sripad Bhaktiananda Sagar Maharaj or others. I am also eager to meet with the devotees in the West, and if it is the desire of Krishna, it must happen. My nature is to be hopeful. Until death I am hopeful, and after death also I have no problem actually. When Srila Guru Maharaj gave us backing, then what problem can there be? Raksha Karabi Tuhun Nischaya Jani Pana Karabu Hanga Jamuna Pani. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, addressing Krishna, says in Sharanagati, you must save us. It is your duty. I know. So what fear can I have? I can jump into the polluted waters of Kaliya's lake without fear, and I can do anything. In that way, enthusiasm must come inside the devotees who are associated with such transcendental knowledge. Rupa Goswami said that sometimes the devotees may be a little disappointed also, Ganatarala, but mostly the devotees are very enthusiastic in the association of Krishna. Krishna always gives us his association, and if we have the capacity, we can recognize it immediately. When many problems are in front of me, I am eager to solve everything immediately, but it is not possible immediately. Therefore, I sometimes feel some pain. At that time, I think, everything comes by the will of Krishna, so I should not be in too much anxiety about any situation. Krishna knows how to purify his devotee, and my only duty is that I must be a devotee's devotee. This also is always my intention. If everything will go in such a line, there will be no fear from anywhere, and our backing is very strong, our Srila Guru Maharaj. Then someone asks, finally, do you have any further message for the devotees, especially on this occasion of the Golden Jubilee? Gurudev replies, they will try to serve Srila Guru Maharaj heart and soul. Service to Srila Guru Maharaj means his mission, his deities, and his devotees. They can decorate their service, but there are three main service duties. His mission is living in every country, and in a nice decorated way, they may try to do more and more. I am happy with the devotees of the West, but they can do more and more. And if you ask me whether Srila Swami Maharaj is happy, I must reply that he is not. He always wants full service, not partial service. But Srila Guru Maharaj was mainly very accommodative in that way. He always accepted even partial service from the devotees. That is not the nature of Swami Maharaj. He always wants to take the full energy of the devotees. It is Guru Maharaj's desire also, but he would look and give his mercy wherever any service was done, and that gives more hope to the devotees. But the devotees must try in the line of Srila Swami Maharaj, and I like that also. 24 hours per day service to Sri Guru and Vaishnava is necessary, but if it is not possible to do so for a whole year, then the minimum is to give that type of service for at least a few days. Then the devotee says, all the devotees are very indebted always to your divine grace, even more so that you have taken the time and trouble to talk with us today. Then Srila Gurudev replies, I also tried in this way to draw something from Srila Guru Maharaj for the devotees. He showed ill health, but I tried for the devotees' wealth. I don't know how much I was successful, but I think the intention was very good. Actually, one moment can give us our full wealth, and also one inauspicious moment can give us our full destruction. I have seen this in my life. 1 second, if it comes in a bad way, can destroy everything we have. And 1 second coming in a good way can give us everything. There we are. I think that is so wonderful and inspiring. And I'm sure you all do too. Now that's my contribution to our meeting today. Good, Maharaj?
Yes, Prabhu. And who was Gurudev talking to? Does anybody know?
Maybe you?
Yes, definitely me. Hare Krishna. And you bring all that back. And where were we? We were sitting on Gurudev's previous original, you can say, veranda, the small veranda in the deep when you go up to the winding stairs, just straight along and in the corner.
Yeah.
It was a very beautiful time, actually. And Gurudev, so positive, so enthusiastic. And other things happened. He was very happy when, at that time, Guru Vanuga, who became Ganga Devirasi, is it?
No. Yes.
Ganga Devirasi. But that time she was Guru Vanuga, I believe. She painted the picture of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And it was a picture that Srila Gurudev, you can say, commissioned. He asked, because she was asking, Seva can I do? Yeah. And she was a very good character painter.
Yeah.
Something like this. I don't know the official name. But Gurudev guided her. And again, she's thinking it's finished. And then he would go and look at it and say, oh, adjust this. She would adjust it. And he would go back and see. And it's Gurudev himself who told about how this picture evolved. And Guru Vanuga, after like many times, Gurudev was asking this adjustment, that adjustment, and then said to Gurudev, Gurudev, how will you know when this painting is finished? And then Gurudev said, when Srila Saraswati Thakur is looking at me, then it will be finished. And anyhow, this picture came with great care by hand to Navadip and framed and put there nicely. And it was in front of Gurudev up on the wall, high, respectfully on the wall. And at that place where he would sit in the corner. Yeah. And Gurudev said, and Srila Saraswati Thakur, he has come to our mat. He has come to our mat. And Gurudev was seeing that that picture was non-different from Srila Saraswati Thakur. Really, he was present there. And this was all part of that wave of Gurudev so optimistic and so joyful that Guru Maharaj's glories are being spread all over the world. And that was his hope. And that from the very beginning, when we see his prayer, which is, I am a servant of Guru, nothing else. That prayer where he predicted from a young age that he will go around the world, he will shout loudly the glories of Guru and Gauranga, and he will empty the world. And he's done a pretty good job of it. Only one or two of us are left behind, as Lochandas Thakur says in his songs. And by the way, this evening here, I was so disappointed. Then I asked from this Kiba, now what was the first line? Who will go, oh brother, to cross over this ocean to the other side, across to the other side? And we asked to the devotees, okay, then who will go? And only 1.5 devotees, or one devotee and half a hand came up out of a room full of devotees. And so what? Really? Nobody wants to go to the other side? What were the first words? Ke jabe, bhai bhava sindhu para, dhanya kali juge re Chaitanya avatara. So Gurudev, he wanted to board everybody on that boat to cross over to not only the other side, but to the positive world, the positivest world, the world of Goloka Vrindavan and loving service. Hare Krishna. So I've just been reliving, sitting there with Srila Gurudev. And it is from the book Golden Reflections. Yeah. And by the way, if anyone gets Golden Reflections, that book is, out of the English books, the most extensive book that Gurudev himself has gone through and adjusted things, changed things, and large sections, whole sections. It was transcribed of what Gurudev said, but it's an illustration of how Gurudev, he's saying something, but he's trying to express, and Gurudev, in some places, he completely removed what he said and replaced it with something else. Mm. And Gurudev said, I was looking for the English, and while looking for the English, then I didn't give the best example. So it is actually very beautiful that Gurudev has sort of handcrafted the content of that little book too. And you can feel his mood. I hope you can feel his mood as Devashis Prabhu is reading. His always positive and hopeful mood. And I also know other things were happening which were causing much anxiety to Gurudev. But it was his nature not to let all of that out. That is what he's got to deal with the management of in the local plane. But what he's showing and what he's giving, what is being seen, is only the positive things. And so it is also another example of Gurudev's very special nature. He's doing so many things, but he's giving enthusiasm, as he wrote in his own handwriting, to give encouragement to others in the line of Guru Maharaj. to give encouragement in others for the service of Mahaprabhu in the line of Srila Guru Maharaj. And this is what Srila Gurudev was always doing, the encourager of devotees. I had another excerpt, but I won't read it because it'll be a bit long, a lot of reading otherwise. But there are so many things that Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have said to try to shake us up and wake us up to the rarity of this human life, and that only in this life do we have really any substantial opportunity to get success, and especially the success that Mahaprabhu is giving. And so there are many instances like this, and really this is the idea of the Vaishnava's vision of New Year. It's our own wake-up time, shaking our own shoulders and shaking each other's shoulders to see the rarity of our life. Sudurlabham, very rare, not only rare. This opportunity to have a human body, the opportunity to recognize where divinity is flowing, the opportunity to get that association. I know myself, when I'm first reading, it was so wonderful to know that somebody knows the purpose of life, etc. But I don't have any association. And it just felt like a dream that there are temples where people are engaged in chanting this, that, and the other, as I was reading in Srila Prabhupada's books. And so when we do have some opportunity and we have some recognition and appreciation for the practices that have been given by our masters, then it is a great fortune, and it is a fortune, but we must do something with that also, not just to know, but to do. So, well, I'm almost speaking what I would have read, but this theme that New Year, but many New Years come, and I kind of forgot how big New Year is in the West as a marking point. I think for us, Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, Gaurapanima, they stand out a little bit more as a New Year. I don't know, in my feeling, but here I'm in the West, and we see that it is looked at New Year quite reflectively, perhaps, by people. I'm a people also, so we must be reflective ourselves. Yes, Devananda Prabhu, Lavanyamoy Devirasi Pandita. This is the London Zoom, and we've got lots of devotees from London. I'm quickly trying to look through us. Ananda Sarupini is in London, and others are near London. Rupanuga Prabhu in Australia. They have the Queen's head on the coins. Must be close to London. In Australia, Seva Rupa in South Africa. And wonderful to see all you devotees. So Saumya Shamprabhu is in Ireland, which is nearby. Subhasini is an island nearby. Hare Krishna, Jadugopal Prabhu in Ireland nearby. And Udaran Prabhu, Latvia. Anyway, dear devotees, everyone's nearby because we're all there sitting with Devashish Prabhu and sitting with Lavanyamoy and Devananda Prabhu. So Lavanyamoy, I see you eagerly bursting with something to say, some news from West London, something about the difference that you've already experienced in 2025. Please.
I thought the subject of the talk was New Year, New Seva opportunities, Maharaj.
Oh, so it is. So we are meant to talk on the subject.
Like you say, it was a few days. When was it, the New Year? I don't even know. So I don't know about that. But yeah, well, I'm just going to keep it very short. But we do have, well, we got a special year because we have the anniversary festival of the deities installation in London. And we're celebrating that at Green Street in May. And then we've got a preaching year planned, like to do a lot more namahatas to devotees who maybe we haven't seen for a while, to their homes, and ones that we do see often, and then they can invite their friends. And I'm contacted the local council about the school programs, bringing the schools here and organizing something like that. And well, we do our normal Glastonbury festival, but now we've changed it from fundraising to preaching event since last year, so that was good. So and there was another preaching. Oh yeah, there's that very nice university on the way to the Virginia Waters. That's like I drove in there, and it's a beautiful whole area. The students live there. It's very nice. So I've contacted the student union about if we can do some programs there as well. So that's our year. We're planning to do much more outreach, preaching, revealing the truth to whoever will be happy to hear. That's it for me, Maharaj.
All right, and there's a little note from Pandita also that she's got some news of new Seva opportunities for the new year. Pandita Devirasi. Did I read the note? Was it a note from you? Was there somebody else? You look surprised.
It was my note, but it was a question.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I have a little question, if that's okay to ask. It was related to what Devashish Prabhu, the beautiful talk that Devashish Prabhu was reading, related to the symptoms of like reading the environment and judging and recognizing the environment, trying to come more close to a deeper understanding of what the Lord is trying to convey to us. And I was hoping that anyone could shed a little bit more personal light on their experience in negotiating these sort of delicate, subtle things on reading the environment and the Lord's intention behind it.
Well, I'm trying to negotiate the gross things of the environment. Okay, so it needs someone of finer nature to mention about negotiating the finer parts. No, but really, we're all in that category of trying to read the environment. And one thing, there are two things from my side. One is that immediately come to mind. One is everywhere is Krishna. And so if we think that something is non-Krishna, and I mean, it's almost unavoidable to sometimes think that, then that is illusion. Because we do see bad things or something, but it is illusion. So we have to, again, think quickly, catch our mind, and then think quickly. That Guru Maharaj is telling us the affectionate hand of the Lord is behind everything. So those are kind of the two things. The affectionate hand of the Lord was the second part. And the first part is there's nowhere that's not Krishna. So we have to try to see everywhere in all circumstances. And lots of things happen, coincidence. And somebody quoted me the other day as saying, and Madhusudan banned it from the dictionary. And then, so I did. The word coincidence and other words, there are one or two other words which somebody can probably remind me, which I supposedly banned from extracted, taken out, banished from the dictionary. But so many coincidences happen, and sometimes, how can it be a coincidence when four absolutely closely interrelated things happen one after another in a morning when none of them would ever overlap, before in ever kind of thing. And then you have to think, now that's the gross environment. Like really, Krishna or Gurudev, someone's trying to get a message across here when it's so obvious. But we need to try to see the subtle side, which is when things are running without apparently a message, but there is something there which we always must try to read. So that's 2 or 3 or 4 thoughts from me on the subject. But we could pass this to Lavanya Devirasi because she lives in the environment.
No more, Maharaj, please. You have such authorities here. Such authorities that
Okay, may I? Okay, so by Lavanya's wish, we'll pass the microphone. We have Kumkum Devidasi sitting here. Actually, on my screen, you're hiding behind your name. Ah, okay, now we can see you above your name. So we have Kumkum Devidasi here, and I think she can help us out on this one.
My Dandavat to you, Maharaj, and Devashish Prabhu, and Lavanya Moy Didi, and Pandita. So happy to hear your question, but perhaps you could summarize and repeat, especially if your question has evolved a little bit since hearing from Maharaj.
Dandava, dear Kumkum Didi, so lovely to see you. Yeah, my question was because Prabhu was reading Gurudev's talk, and Gurudev was talking about being able to judge the environment, recognize what a deeper understanding of the environment, what may come to us as symptoms of the Lord, actually. And I would love to hear your perspective on trying to understand the environment in relation to what may come to us in terms of a deeper meaning from the Lord, and trying to negotiate those things.
It's a very important question. It's one, if we can adapt this thinking, we will be saved, because this is what our gurus are trying to set us up to be able to do constantly in 24 hours a day. And of course, we won't 100% of the time be directly in front of the deity or something like that, which might make it a lot easier to see Krishna's hand in everything. But one thing that comes to mind too is that sometimes Krishna just plain helps us. We're not even remembering to remember Krishna, but something will come along. And I recall that on the very first day that I went to a temple, and we went on Harinam Sankirtan, and it was easy to, follow what the other devotees were doing, and I had memorized the Maha Mantra. And so I was trying to chant, and then I saw someone from my college, a friend from my college, and I suddenly felt very self-conscious. What are they thinking of me? And right at that moment, somebody walked by, looked directly, a different person, a stranger, looked directly at me, and maybe my face looked a little bit bewildered or uncomfortable. And it really sounded to me like he said, you gotta chant, you gotta chant, you gotta chant, and kept walking. So that was just one thought I had, that by any means, we must always be endeavoring, and we'll get those reminders if we forget to remember Krishna, and to see everything, as Maharaj was explaining and as Devashish Prabhu was reading, everything. There's nothing that happens outside their will. We're always completely dependent on that, and anything can be seen in the most amazing way. We can, if we pray, we can come to understand how it's meant for our good, because it's coming from Him.
That year, when Srila Gurudev was talking about that, the trees were giving so many fruits. And we have a star fruit tree in the mat. Many people don't know about it. It's a secret tree. Only me and the monkeys know. No, others also know, but there's a star fruit tree. That year, that tree was absolutely covered with star fruits. And Gurudev also, seeing that tree, was just like amazed. And where it is if you walk, you're in front of Srila Guru Maharaj's Samadhi, and you go just to the left of it and you walk so the Samadhi is on your right, then you come to the back corner of the Samadhi, turn left, and the tree is down there. And it gave so many fruits that year, and the jackfruit tree gave so many fruits, the mango tree is giving so many fruits. And there it was like straight in front of our face. It was like a very visible thing, how such opulence of vegetables was there. And then, I mean, of vegetation rather than vegetables, fruits. And there Srila Gurudev was translating that into that search for the Pandavas. You see, and then, anyway, very beautiful things, and Gurudev's vision always trying to wake us up to see things in a finer way. Hare Krishna, and Audarya Leela is also with us. So many devotees. I don't want to miss anybody out. The devotees who were with us here in Italy very recently, also Sundar Krishna Prabhu and family. Yeah, also here, Lavanyamoy Devidasi. So many. Hare Krishna. And to those who I owe some correspondence, I'm trying to catch up, I'm trying to be good. One day, Hare Krishna. Yes, any other question from any quarter or contribution about the environment? Jayadev Prabhu to everyone. Beautiful question and such lovely answers. Jayadev Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Jai. Jayadev Prabhu in Salt Lake City, I do believe. Yes, Devashis Prabhu.
Yeah, what, Maharaj?
Can I be useful? Well, I can be half useful. I can come back to what I did have lined up, but it's a very similar theme.
Yeah.
It's on the theme of we have to, okay, I'm going to read a little bit because we can. This is also Srila Gurudev. Now you're going to ask me which book it is, aren't you? Anyway, Srila Gurudev. And he says, because we have energy, we must do something, whether good or bad. Energy is our soul's potency. Willing, feeling, and thinking are present there. So we must do something. But if we do wrong, then the result will be bad. And if we do right, then the result will be good. Therefore, it is necessary to realize what is wrong and what is right. And this human body is the main body, the main birth in which we can realize a solution. We have had many births, but there was actually no chance for such realization. However, now we do have some opportunity. If we have good association, then we can realize what is good for us in this life as well as for our future living. Also, we will understand something of what we have done before. All these things we can realize in this birth. To get a human body is very rare, but it is almost essential for the substantial advancement of the jiva, the soul. And that chance is now in our hand. And Srila Gurudev continues, and this is actually from the dignity of the divine servitor, from Srila Gurudev. This human birth, so new year, it's another time. New year, we've got our new birth. And a little later on, Gurudev is saying, there is some difference between beast and man, and we are to realize this within our understanding. But only realization cannot give us everything. There must also be some power, some strength of mind, strength of the eternal soul, etc. And that comes through the Guru and Vaishnavas. We are to associate with those who are practicing in proper consciousness. With their association, our devotional strength will grow more and more. That is called sadhu sangha, the association of a good person, a sadhu. Anyway, more things, but we had a couple of minutes, so some excerpts from the excerpt that I put to one side, happily.
Beautiful.
Shaking myself by the shoulders, by the way, with the help of Gurudev. Yes, Devashish.
Yes, Maharaj, that's what we need, actually. We need sometimes to be given a good shake. What are you doing? Wake up. Come on. We've got some business to take care of. And that's true for all of us. Srila Prabhupada would say that all the time, right? Now you have this human form of life. Don't waste that. Utilize it for your super benefit. Srila Gurudev, that's his term, your super benefit, and not to spoil that, not to spoil the opportunity that you have in this life. And I think that's one of the main things, is that we forget that. We forget what a great thing it is to have this human form of life, that we can utilize our God-given intelligence and discrimination to do the right thing and to proceed in the right way. This is all of the path is there laid out for us, and so much help we've been given by the great sadhu gurus in our line. But sometimes we're indifferent to that, and that's when we need our friends to give us a good shake and say, "Come on, wake up, let's go." And we must be grateful for that, actually, because it's so easy to become complacent and to fall under the thrall of Maya. Yeah, it's all right. Here's okay. Just don't worry. Just carry on. So we want that, and so we're praying for that the devotees will always remember us. Yes, we're all going, but where's Prabhu? Oh, we need to bring Prabhu along with us, or we need to bring our sister along with us. Where are they? And if they're in our thoughts, then we have some hope for that. So anyhow, this is our first London Zoom for the new year. So I thought we should at least think about these things and continue on. So time has caught up with us. Only left to remain to say, Jayam Vishnupad, Jagat Guru Srila Bhakti Sunna Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jayam Vishnupad, Kuluchuramani Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai, all the assembled devotees Ki Jai, all the world devotees Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo.
Jai Shri Devashish Prabhu Ki Jai, Srimati Kumkum Devi Rasi Ki Jai, all of our devotees all over the world with us. And Mangalati just finished in Australia. Just see how the world has got different time zones, whatever shape you think it may be. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, all the Vaishnavas, Bancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Dandavat, Dandavat. Happy to see all of you with us. And well done to our translators, Anu Krishna Devirasi today in Brazil, translating very high. I listened to some of it earlier too while you're translating. Very good. And I listened to a lot of the Russian translation because it's right next door here with our Hari Gopal Prabhu next door.
Okay, good.
They're lively. Both of them are lively translators, Devashish Prabhu, expressing from their assimilation and repeating. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam and Pada Sevanam, etc. Yes, Rajesh. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Tuti Devotees. Govinda Govinda.
Hare Krishna.